Tonight, Republican state lawmakers say they're bringing the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, to Michigan. 12 members of the House of Representatives now make up the organization called the Michigan DOGE Task Force. It aims to trim Medicaid spending, administrative costs, and reduce the number of state government departments from 18 to 12. The announcement comes less than a day after Republicans voted to halt $645 million in previously approved funding for dozens of programs. That has Democrats warning of lasting damage.
There are lots of areas of our government that we believe are inefficient, wasteful. As you saw with the budget process, we have a lot of placeholders for employees that are never filled.
They are demonstrating with their actions and their silence that they do not care about you. They don't care if you're living paycheck to paycheck or if you can't afford health care.
Democrats say they are exploring their options to stop the funding clawback. Meanwhile, the DOGE Task Force says it has begun meeting with more concrete plans to come.